Hello people of YouTube, my name is Brad. This is my channel Animate Orange and welcome to another Metal Earth build video. Today we are putting together this double-decker bus from Metal Earth. Rather colorful model. On the back of the packaging is listed as medium difficulty. Well, let's go over to the table, open this thing up, see what's inside and see just how medium difficulty it really is. Big Apple tour bus. Here we come. What is inside? We have two metal sheets, no big surprise, with a dash of color. Oh, I'm sorry, three metal sheets, look at that. Very subtle, more subtle colors, still colors. And two pieces of paper for the instructions. Somewhat briefly, I am going to open up this first page with the Metal Earth name and logo. And we will try and briefly cover what the instructions are about, if this is your first Metal Earth model, or if you're fairly new to it. Alright, we have the Metal Earth logo, line drawing of the model, we have a QR code and a website to get you to the 360 view if it's up. I think it is for this one, where you can see a completed model that you can move around and see from different angles if you need it for reference. Below that we have an outline of the three metal sheets. I'm just going to grab one at random. Which one did I grab? Looks like I grabbed this one down here, B. If you notice, they're all labeled A, B, and C, and there's all kinds of parts around them. I seem to have grabbed the B sheet. If you see, it's an outline of this sheet with all the part numbers pointing at the parts. You also notice that not all but some parts are colored in a solid color. The ones colored in a solid color are duplicate parts. In this particular model, this is a bus. There are a ton of seats. I'm guessing that this green and all these green over here are all the seats. And you see number 4. So these are probably all the seats that go in. They labeled one of them number 4, and you know that all the green ones are 4, so they don't have to have 4 all around here pointing at all the parts. And that's what that is, the duplicate parts. That makes them easier to find and declutters the amount of numbers they have to use. I appreciate that they do that. Moving over to page 2, we have a sample part, an outline of a sample part, making a notation of insertion tabs, insertion holes, and fold lines. Insertion tabs ultimately go into insertion holes or slots, and either twist or fold. Fold lines are just pre-scored areas or marked areas that make it easier to fold the part. The part most likely folds on the fold line. Over here we have a legend. The E in a circle points at the engraved side of a part, or detailed or colored side. NE points at the non-detailed or just plain silver side of the part. Attention point, if you see that, typically, I don't see that in every model, but typically if you see the attention point, it's trying to get you to pay attention to how things are aligned, though it can sometimes have other meanings. Then below that we have blue circle and green triangle. The blue circle, if you see that next to a connection point, it means to insert the tab and fold it over 90 degrees. The green triangle means to insert the tab and twist it 90 degrees to secure it. There's an assembly tip saying basically if you're twisting tabs, pull and twist, it gives a tighter connection. I'm sorry, the assembly tip in this one, which the assembly tip changes over time, but this one is just saying that if you need to lightly twist tabs that are normally folded over until you can get a more stable build, and then go back and untwist and fold them. Something that I've been recommending for a while. Over here are some recommended tools. We'll talk more about tools here in just a moment. Below that, we actually start on the assembly flowchart, starting with part 1, which is on sheet A. Clip that out, have that at the ready. Over here, part 2 on sheet C, and it's blue, so there's more than one, and it shows it being folded into this shape here. And part C, or 3, which is on sheet C, right here, shows it connecting together with part 2, and it kind of loosely indicates a couple of folds. These arrows here indicate how things are folded. Those two come together to get that, and that connects to part 1 right there. And then you go down below that and you have part C4 here, shaped like that, C5 bent and shaped like that. They connect together to that, times 24. So you need to make 24 seats and connect them in this fashion to get that. It's pretty much how it goes. It's going to show you how things shape and fold and connect. You just follow through Page 3, following the arrows and the assembly flowchart to page 4. Once you're done with page 4, you grab the next sheet and you open it up to page 5 and continue on going through the pages until you're at the very end and finished with your model. Let's talk a little bit about tools. The very basics of what you're going to need is a pair of tweezers and some clippers. The tweezers, you can do a lot of bending, shaping, twisting of tabs, folding of things over. The clippers are going to help you get the pieces out of the sheets cleanly and easily by clipping them out instead of trying to bend them out, which can cause damage. I've also supplemented my set with some precision tweezers. I have a couple of pointed ones here. One, I ground the tip down just a little bit to give it a more sturdy tip for tabs and twisting things, and then I have a precision flat set, and between all of these I can do a lot of bending and shaping and twisting. I also strongly recommend some sort of pliers to complement your set. I have some flat nose here that have definite uses. I have some long needle nose pliers for some of the longer pieces, and then I have some curved tips for grabbing things at an angle and bending them over. We talked a little bit about some tools. We've got some basics to get me started, metal sheets and instructions here at the ready. Let's get this organized and get started building.
We start this model building the upper level. First, we assemble the rear bench seat and connect it, then assemble 24 other seats and attach them. I did not clip out all 24 parts 4s and 5s, the pieces of the seat, all at once, but just a few at a time, shaped and connected them, then clipped out a few more. Also, I don't expect you're going to want to sit through me shaping all 24 chairs, so I've skipped ahead. Part 6 confused me for a moment. It folds in half first, then folds at a 90-degree angle. I had to hold the main part of part 7 to keep it from bending while I bent over the tabs. And now to fold 6 more seats. Shaping the spiral steps, part 9, was intimidating but went fairly well. However, getting it inside of part 10 and looking good was, well, it didn't go as well as I would have liked. I've done what I can for the steps. I've just noticed I missed shaping these steps. For part 13, I bent the center bend just a little, then bent the two outer ends at 90 degrees, then pinched the part together, making it square. Looking back, I disagree with the order of assembly here. I wish I had waited to put part 13 on after 14, 15, 16, and 17. I kept bumping part 13 and loosening the connection. Also, I think it might be a better idea to put the seat in place first, before part 14. I had a rather difficult time getting the tabs of the seat lined up with 14, and it also, in the process, bumped part 13 even more. Be sure to put part 18 on the tilted end of the cylinder. I believe this is supposed to be the steering wheel. Part 13 was pushed around a lot, and quite loose now, and I dared not twist the tabs anymore. I decided to use a bit of 5-second fix to help hold it still. This bench seat is the same as the first one we built, but the rest of the seats on this section are odd. The next two seats in front of the rear bench seat fold up much the same as before, but with a missing section to fit around the center hump. The 4 seats after that fold up differently, but it is not hard to work out how. These side seats were a tough squeeze to push all the way down into place. I hate it when that happens. Be sure to put part 30 on the painted side of part 31. The instructions say to twist the tabs, but I folded them over instead to avoid any clearance issues. Shape part 33 into a box 3 more times to make the 4 rear wheel mount points. That didn't bend over correctly. And now to make 4 more of the inner wheel assemblies. Repeat that 5 more times to make all 6 outer wheels. I appreciate that the instructions have you put the wheels on before the body. There is more room to get to and fold over the tabs on the back. This was a little trickier than expected. I missed clipping a couple of strips of metal out from one of the doorways and figured it out off screen. That brings us to the end of this, what I would say, medium light difficulty build. It had a few challenges in it, but nothing too terrible. A lot of repetitive steps and some areas that I'm glad they did it the way they did, and some areas that I would definitely do different than the instructions. I'll leave it at that. Review videos coming soon if it's not out already. Thank you for watching, and as always, keep on keeping on.